Welcome to the Ghost Rider channel. Welcome back, guys. My name's Ghost. Today we're going to be breaking down the real cost of owning and running a motorcycle. So from day one, when you haven't got a CVT, up until you are, as I'm doing now, full gear on a motorcycle, doing your own maintenance, we're going to break down to the penny exactly how much money you need to have. So get yourself strapped in, and here we go. I'm going to fly through the basics, such as bike tests, because that information is easily available on Google with a quick search. However, I will include it in our sums when we add it all up. And I will include some pictures on the screen for you guys to write down if needs be. On the screen, roughly roundabouts now, I'll put the costs and the process of motorcycle licenses for saving time and convenience. Obviously, this is for the UK. So other than the DVLA costs for attending tests, you do have to learn. Now, I'm sure a lot of you won't have your motorcycle already, so on average it costs roughly round about £30 per hour to learn with the usual run-of-the-mill driving school. Unless you're awful at riding, you'll receive about 10 hours worth of paid training, so we'll call that £300 or 300 quid for learning. I'm going to skip past attaining a provisional license, a theory, a CVT, because you're guaranteed to already know this. So you've passed your test. Let's work out the cost of ownership of a motorcycle. Here's going to be a list of mandatory things you need to buy to ride a motorcycle on the road. So it's going to be the likes of a helmet, motorcycle, obviously, insurance, tax, we've covered the license, fuel, which we'll go into more detail in a minute. That doesn't sound much, but I'll give you a list of things that you don't legally, actually need to own, but practically, and for your own safety, you probably should. So, the likes of motorcycle safety trousers, boots, gloves, a tiny amount of maintenance tools and fluids, such as oil and spanners to compensate for loose chains, cleaning products and apparatus again for cleaning your chain and the bike. One more thing, you might need an anti-theft measure to stop your bike getting nicked unless it's in a garage. So that can range from a £1 padlock from Home Bargains to a £2,000 tracker that you get that is like a GPS tracker, and if it gets stolen then these people will go and steal your bike back. Spend too much time messing around, so now let's talk about money. First thing you buy is a motorcycle, right? Probably correct. So that's down to you if you have cash or if you want to finance. Don't worry about what people say about finance. I've done it with cars, motorcycles. If you learn a thing or two about finance, look into it. It's actually a great way to go in most cases. So I took finance out on my £1,800 Suzuki Gladius SFE 650, and it's £40 a month. But because I was spending £160 a month just on fuel to go back and forth to work when I was in my car, I'm actually saving money. So by doing finance and having the bike now, rather than having to save up and buy the bike later with cash, I'm actually making money per month. Quite a lot of money actually, just by not using the car. So now that you own the bike, you need to tax and insure it, of course. For taxing my bike, it's £80 per year, and insurance is £500 per year. And don't worry, I will pop up on screen at the very end the upfront cost of everything basic that you need and your monthly payments. So if you're in my situation, I'll put that all together for you. So when you're looking at insurance, tick and untick all of the extra options, because actually it was £575 per year by ticking no pillion and no pillion coverage, because then it's only me being covered on the bike. So that was £575, but it was only £500 with a pillion and pillion extra cover. So take time to go through every single option, tick them, go back, check the price, untick it, tick another one, check the price. Comparison sites are pretty good, they're pretty close. MCE are normally within 20 quid of the best option that you'll get. So that's it for insurance. Luckily for new riders these days, the prices for motorcycle gear has dropped dramatically due to aggressive competition. When I passed my CBT in 2011, my first CBT, My pretty average helmet, nothing special. It had one of the visors, the sun visors inside that you press a switch and it drops down. But it was pretty average, it wasn't anything special. It just about met safety regulations. It was like DOT certified or whatever it is in the UK. That cost me £300 back in 2011. My brand new helmet that I've just bought has better safety ratings, and guess how much it cost me? 60 quid, £60. My full brand new motorcycle boots cost me 30 quid, and they're not rip-off Wish stuff. They're genuine motorcycle boots, 30 quid. My jacket and gloves, right, they come together and they're genuine. As you've seen my jacket, you've seen my trousers, my boots, it's all genuine stuff. But the gloves and jacket only cost £30, and the trousers can cost you roughly about 50 quid for actual safety motorcycle trousers. So whereas a year ago I could have spent £2,000 on exactly the same kit, because everything's aggressively priced now because they're all fighting each other, it's actually really cheap. So already with this information, thank you, that I've given you so far, you've already got enough information to think, okay, I'll pull the trigger, I'll buy the bike. But because I'm making a video out of this and I'm only halfway home, let's continue with some more information, because as they say, more information, more genuine, true information is always better. So let's briefly mention the likes of fuel, gas. You've seen how aggressively I sprint the bike to and from work. I'm averaging, it says on here now, 52 miles per gallon. And it's not unheard of to get over 60 miles per gallon if you ride under like 3,000-4,000 revs constantly. Bear in mind, I've only got 2 cylinders that are receiving petrol, so if you have like an inline 6 and you're screaming it everywhere, yes, you can probably get it down to 30. So yeah, that'll cover fuel costs. I've never spent more than £10 a week on fuel, and that's driving back and forth to work every single day on the bike, so yeah, they're pretty good on fuel. Now, there is a lot of variables with trying to price up all of this, so I'm going to try and be as realistic as possible. I picked up a basic toolkit from Halfords when I first started riding, and it was 15 quid, which includes all the little tools that I need for basic maintenance. And obviously, I'm not a mechanic, I don't pretend to be, so to change oil and bulbs, my toolkit will suffice. If I need to check clearances, the bike goes to a professional. Oh yeah, pick up a 5-litre container of oil for like basic oil changes. Mine cost about 16 quid. Throw another 20 in for cleaning products, a hose, sponge, nail brush, WD-40. That'll do you for starting out, genuinely it will. And again, I know I've already mentioned this, but you can also get anti-theft measures. So if you have a locked garage or shed, fine, spend zero money. But if you've bought a brand new BMW S1000RR and it's left outside on your street, you may want to buy a tracker. You may want to get a land anchor and chain that bike down, So it's totally up to you. So with all these numbers flying around, let's get to some final figures. I'll throw up on screen now what it's costed me to own a motorcycle. So if you followed exactly in my footsteps, this is how much it's going to cost you. I'm curious to finish work and edit this so I can actually work it out. I'm guessing it'll be like £3.50 because I haven't noticed the difference. If you ignore the variables like the cost of the bike, cost of the anti-theft tool, and how many lessons you take, or redoing a failed test, then the numbers that I'm putting up on screen now should give you some good insight. I can't think of anything else to say, so I guess I'm going to leave you all be. I'll stop talking, I'll just keep recording on my way home so I can put up some more figures on screen, because of course there's going to be monthly payments for insurance and one-off payments for this, one-off payments for that. So I'll explain more on screen once I've worked this out and thought of more things that you need to know. So thank you so much for watching. I've been Ghost, and I'll see you all in the next one.